Good morning. Welcome to day 89, Thursday, July 4th, 2024. So the price we paid for shade last night was a mosquito massacre in the morning. I knew there probably would be mosquitoes because that pond was right there, and they were attacking immediately, and it did not cool down very much. So it already feels like a hot one here. I've been going for about 45 minutes. Yeah, so we're going to keep heading north. We're hoping to do about 20 miles today. We'll see how that goes. It doesn't always go according to plan. My nose got really dirty. I don't know how that happened, but I've been cleaning my nose from all the dirt. So yeah, late, about 7:30 or so, I heard two people go by. I think they were speaking French. I think they were the same people I heard a couple nights ago. And I think they were camped a little bit north of me. And I haven't seen anyone else yet. But the day is young. And we'll see you up on the trail. All right, so now we're on the other side of the Sierra Buttes in center frame. And then there's English Mountain to the right of it. Pretty cool. All right, it's 8:30. Just took a quick break, a little pack break, and looked like I was at a high point, and I checked for cell service. I did have 3 bars of LTE, so I could make sure Sarah's in Ontario right now. I made sure she got in Ontario safely. Yeah, double checking when my reservations for the hotel in Chester are. So if I need to change something, I still have time to do that. So going to keep going for about another half hour or so before we take a real break. All right, we got about 3.5 miles before the water stop where I'm going to get electrolytes, but I'm really noticing my stink, and I think I'm going to just rinse this out and put on a wet one while we're in the sun. Why not get a little bit of the dirt out of it? All right, it's 10:30, taking a quick little pack break. Yeah, so I have a damp sun hoodie on, feels good. There is one male thru-hiker that I'm flip-flopping around with. The couple, who I think are French, they passed me a while ago. So they're the only thru-hikers today so far. And then there were 3 backpackers going southbound, climbing up while we're kind of going down at the moment. So that's that. I was thinking about yesterday and just how exhausted I was at the end of the day, and I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I definitely shouldn't have done it, but I took my chances. I was just so tired and exhausted. So my tent was probably a good 400 yards from the water source. Not like usually I like to be able to at least see my tent when I'm getting water if I'm leaving food in there. So yeah, I have most of my food in the bear vault, but I had not all of it. So since I brought my backpack anyway, and I had my empty water liter bottles and my CNOC in there, I should have just thrown the extra food in the backpack and taken it with me. But I was lazy, I was tired, and I took a chance that nothing would come by the tent. Really, I shouldn't do that. I was just thinking about that this morning. So I have to do better in the future about that, especially when I'm taking my backpack anyway. What's the big deal? Just throw the extra food in there. I don't know why. I was just a combination of making bad decisions when you're dehydrated. And I wasn't really even dehydrated. I just was I needed electrolytes because I was, I wasn't dead thirsty. I just felt like I needed electrolytes. But yeah, you always have to like check yourself and remember how quickly like something in the woods can just rip through your tent. Not even necessarily a bear, just a mouse or whatever. So, and I've had situations with mice, so I should know better. So that's it. Just learn from my experience and mistakes, and especially when you're going to be, and I was probably away from my tent for a good 15 minutes because I chose to filter the water in my hydration bladder at the site so that I could then refill the CNOC and bring a full CNOC back. So yeah, not the brightest move I've ever made, and luckily I didn't pay the price, but got to remind myself, do better, Brian. That's it. All right, it's a little after 11:30. We're about a quarter mile from our water source at the East Hawkins, I think, seep, ready for some electrolytes. All right, we collected some water from the seep. It's nice and cold, so we've got extra tailwind on our back. Just as I was kind of wrapping up, another thru-hiker showed up, a female who goes by Goddess. She told me that that couple that I could have swore I heard speaking French, and I thought they were French. They're actually American. Like, one is from Georgia and I forget the other state, but definitely them. So my bad. Other than that, we've got like 8.5 miles to where I would like to camp tonight. It's a little after 12. So hopefully we don't have any real steep continuous hiking, which would slow me down. We'll see. I think we can make it. So see how we are, see where we're at in a couple of hours. Well, we've been climbing since the seep. It's been pretty exposed, pretty dry and dusty, pretty hot. At least we're getting some views now. So we're getting good views of Mount Fillmore. And we've seen this mountain all day. It's got a distinctive notch, Table Rock, appropriate name. All right, it's about 3:15. We just did a short road walk. We've got about 2 miles to where I want to camp at Alder Spring. It looks like we're going to be climbing again. Ah! All right, it's about 3:30. Still have about 1.5 miles to go. It's interesting. The trail's pretty much paralleling a road. And I noticed the thru-hiker Goddess I met at the last spring a while ago. She's taking the road. I'm going to stay on the trail. All right, we made it to the spring. We're going to look for hopefully a shady spot to set up camp, and then we'll go get water. All right, it's 4:30. We've loaded up on water from Adler Spring. Goddess was down there, so chatting up with her a bit. She's done a bunch of hiking, thru-hiking, and there's also a brewer for Snake River Brewing in Jackson Hole. I've been to that brewery, so that's cool. So yeah, we're gonna get the tent up. Looks like we'll have good shade, hopefully, and just get some electrolytes going. All right, we're gonna wrap it up for the day. It's getting close to 6 o'clock. Ended up doing just shy of 21 miles. We're camped at 6,000 feet. We've got one neighbor camped a ways off, probably a thru-hiker. I didn't get a good look at him. Hydrating with electrolytes, plenty of Gatorade, Just going to keep chugging electrolytes. It's a dry and dusty trail today. I actually used like a half cup of water to rinse off my legs. They were so dirty. Like as I was putting my leg on the sleeping bag, dirt was puffing off. So I just had to use some water to rinse them off to at least get them not crusty with dirt. And tomorrow at some point when we go through a stream, I'll really give them a good washing. Have to take a look and see where we may end up tomorrow, how many miles we're going to do. Goddess down at the spring was telling me that there's been some wildfire activity around, maybe some in Tehachapi, maybe some around mile 1600 coming up. So that sort of stuff is going to start to be an issue. Have to keep an eye on that. Haven't quite figured out what's for dinner yet. For dessert, double stuffed Oreos and a Twix bar. So that'll be awesome. We will see you in the morning.
So it is Thursday afternoon and I'm here with my friend Jen, who's getting gas. Jen, wave! And this is her son Tyson, and we are heading up to go camping for the weekend, and a bunch of our friends that we all met at summer camp will be joining us tomorrow. So we're going to take you along to Pinery Provincial Park in Ontario on Lake Huron. So we arrived at the Pinery Provincial Park probably about an hour ago, and Jen, Tyson, and I just set up our tents. Baby backpacking tent, big car camping tents. And so we're just staking everything out, and then we're going to go into town and grab some dinner or bring something back here. So it's a little bit muggy. It's only probably about 75, but it's really muggy. So hopefully it'll rain a little bit tonight and just take the mugginess out. Time will tell.